Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, What the Beck. I'm Beck, and today I'm going to be making a requested video. This was requested by Quinn, and they asked for a video detailing specifically how to effectively use a planner for college, because it's nice to make things all pretty and put like color schemes and decorations on them, but if you're not using it for what you need it for, it's not going to help you. If you hear any background noise, that's my mom, also doing planning things. But the first thing that we're going to look at is the horizontal layout, because personally I don't think this would be the most effective for college, just because I can't get along with this horizontal things. I like to make lists, and there is room to make lists if you want to section it off, but I don't do that, and I can show you an example in my bullet journal. I did 1 week where I put everything in a list like this, but I think if you are doing it for college, you'll need less space this way and more this way, so vertically. But if you do want to use the horizontal, if you already have it or whatever, I think what you could do is just write your most important things first. So maybe your due dates up here, so if you have like a big science project due, then put that at the top really large just so you can see it, and then other things like work on PowerPoint down here could be smaller because they're less important, but you still need to do them. And then for these, like I said before, I make lists, so I would maybe make a list of all the things I have to work on this side and then decorate over here. I'm not going to use any stickers because I'm borrowing these planners from other people. Like, this is my sister's high school planner, so I'll just draw where you could put stickers. I usually would use a horizontal for journaling just because it lends itself to longer sentences and things, and since working on projects and stuff for college takes like lists and chores, maybe I wouldn't put them I wouldn't really use a horizontal for them, but you could still do it. I would just like make a spot for functionality and a spot for decoration, and again, make the title thing or the things that are due really big. This is my mock-up hourly planner. Since I don't have one, I just took this week at a glance sheet and I just put numbers on it. And I think the best way to use this is obviously block in when you have a class. So I would maybe put a sticker here and say that I have my research class at 11 a.m. But then when you have free time, say if you are free from 12 until 1, maybe put in your to-dos in here like this, and that way you can still utilize the space without them actually being tied to the times. And if you wanted, you could even cover these up with little stickers so that you don't pay attention to them, while still retaining the hourly layout, which I think is actually really helpful for college. But you can definitely utilize the times when you don't have class. So if I have class here, but I don't have anything else after this, then I would maybe write in all my chores, like cleaning the floor or doing dishes at the bottom, so they have their own space while still keeping my appointments or immovable tasks or classes. And the other thing that I've seen done is by Cindy. Again, I'll link her in the comments below. What she does is, if she knows she has to do a lot of work, then she'll put work when she wants to start, and then washi tape like this down to when she wants to finish working. And I think this works well if you have a planner as well as a bullet journal, because personally I use my planner to see how my day's gonna go and my bullet journal for lists of what I need to do. So by putting work here, you know that this chunk of time is going to be dedicated to getting things done, and you can get more into what exactly has to be done in your bullet journal or just on a separate list paper. Now for the vertical layout, this is the one that I actually use in my own personal planner. I find it pretty easy to decorate the top two and leave the bottom as a journaling space. But if you're only using your planner for schoolwork, then it's ideal to have these put into sections. So for example, you could have things that are due in the top box. So if you have a lab report due, you would write that up here and maybe put like a don't forget sticker or something like that. And then down here you could have work on, so the assignments you want to work on, so like the PowerPoint from before, or if you have like an essay to work on, you write it down here. And then this bottom one I think would be best for fun stuff, like if you have a pizza party planned, you could write that down here and use your cute little pizza stickers. And then if you have any timed events, you could also put them in a box. So if you have a meeting at 3, or if you have classes and then you just write at 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. just so that you have your timed events all in one spot and they're not mixed in with your to-dos. Another way you could use one of these boxes is a to-do list, so your chores, or again, instead of just having it be school related, if you need to do other things as well, you could put like work on your essay, but also you need to feed your dog because you don't want him to die. And then an extension of what you could do with this do thing is just really important stuff. So if you have a job fair, or if you really need to remember to bring headphones to class because you're listening to feedback from your professors. I just think that this layout is the best because even if in 1 week you need a section for things that are due, a section for things to work on, and then your other category, you can still change it. Whereas with the hourly and the horizontal, there aren't as much like structure as this. Like this has 3 categories that you can assign whatever you want. The other 2 I think are more like free, which is good if you want to use them for maybe memory keeping or just like faith planning or something like that. But I think when you really need to get stuff done, it's best to categorize things, and that way you'll see exactly what you have to do, exactly what is due today, or things like that. But the one thing that all the planners will have in common is a monthly view, and I think this can be really well utilized for college. For example, if you're into color coding, you could have your colors, and then what I do is I actually put a line. So say I have a Tuesday and Thursday class, I'll put a line for every day that I have that class. And in my planner, I don't actually use gel pens, I use erasable highlighters. That way if class is canceled, I can erase it. But you could always just put a canceled sticker over it or stuff like that. And this way I can see how many classes I have on each day and know which supplies to pack in my bag. The other thing you want to make sure you put on your monthly is your due dates. So if on Friday you have a big thing due, write it on there, and you'll know that you have your class because it has that color. What I do, see this isn't erasable, but see what I would do for my specific planner is I highlight when I have the class, and if I have something due, then I just write it on top. So if I have a report due, I'll just write it on top, and I know that means it's due. Another thing you could do for your monthly is long-term assignments. You could use washi or just a line of color. So if you have this many days to work on an assignment, you could write down what the assignment is. So this is an essay in our imaginary world. And then you can see how many days until it's due without it just being like separate when each class is. You can have it along the bottom. You could even use washi for this. And I suggest that if you can't decorate so much in your weeklies, decorate here. Because if you look at your monthly every day to see what classes you have and when things are going to be due, then you have this extra space at the bottom. Like this is an undated planner, but every month has extra space, and you could put in quotes or pretty stickers around the outside, and some places in the planner will have like little note sections, and those are perfect places to use washi that's in the theme of the season or anything like that. And that way you can still have a pretty planner while having it be functional. If you want to see some more of my ramblings about college and getting your academic life put together, you can see my academic planner video, which I'll link in the description below. That process is still kind of a work in progress, and I'm still figuring out what works for me, but I think showing the point I started with and then later on making another video of how I evolved will help other people see like a system that may work for them if it works for me. So if you like this video and you want to see more, you can subscribe to my channel. It costs nothing and it's super fun. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe to see more videos, make sure you hit the notification bell because YouTube is broken and won't alert you otherwise when I upload a new video. And leave me a comment if you have a specific system to make sure you get all your work done at college. And I'll be sure to read them and like them if you post. Bye!